Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Sexy Brutale. So we found our next victim to save, Willow Blue. Unfortunately, we are probably right at the point where we're going to run out of time and reset. And unfortunately I didn't find the winding key for this clock, so everything's just about to reset. I have maybe enough time to go. This is the music room, but we can't go any further in that direction, and there we reset, and in that we lost the record, the key, and the hungry charm. Although we know at least somewhat what we're supposed to do. I set this as my new starting point, so off we go again. Knowledge carries over, so we're fine, but we do see that there is a limited factor in time here in which we have just until about 7 o'clock before we run out of time and that character dies. So our goal here will be to probably walk next to a door and see if we can find the character before they get hung. See, if I could just move this rope, then that character may not get hung and further. Or I could try and hide in the closet. The thing, of course, is you're wandering around here while this is all happening. Alright, blood flows to the charm and it murmurs softly for more. Alright, so the hungry charm at that point ate some part of that fish. And we already know that the hungry charm's second meal is up here, just because the map is telling us, and that's probably just because I clicked on the B button here and it told me. So the charm whispers it's ready. So we now have this satiated hungry charm. We now have the guest room's winding key. That wasn't there before, so somebody had picked it up. So having a satiated hungry charm is great. Unfortunately, we don't really know what that's for. But we will go ahead and wind this key, which seems to consistently and magically set that as wound, so we don't have to ever rewind that again. Let's see if the satiated hungry charm works on this. So I'm not really sure. Let's look at the map and see if we've missed a room somewhere. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the satiated hungry charm is supposed to do. Are we supposed to use the satiated hungry charm in this painting. Nope. I guess I was supposed to get into this. You have to just straight up leave the room when the flame, a face in the darkness, my candles, they will reveal. I miss you so much. So the thing we want to see here is how does this go? It seems like she straight up just kills herself. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any other aspect to it. And so at other times when we'd seen the ding dong, you oddly can't directly influence anything because it would just make so much sense that you could potentially, interesting fizzling there. Alright, let's see. So there's a room of interest. It's gotta be connected somehow. We haven't been to yet. So every time we've heard the ding dong before, maybe we're supposed to put the hungry charm here. Like going here, the hungry charm doesn't stop that. And there's a candle right at that point. So, unless we were going to blow out candles or something. We can't go further there. Oh, so we do have a hidden passage that's marked now. So it kind of comes down to, I wonder, I wonder if it comes down to a situation where it's in the next room, where you have to watch people come through hidden passages first before you can see them. So the hungry charm unseals the door, which lets me through the next room. Tank filled with water, tiny colorful fish swimming in the dark. Candles laid bare. Fiercely cold. So we've got to still figure out what is the thing that puts the candles out. And we're seeing a lot of water, certainly. So I assume it's this. Okay. So you have to just wait. Okay. It's funny you have to press A to go up and down stairs, but that's the way old games certainly used to work. Quite a bit, actually, is that was just an easy way to program things without having just insanity extra programming have to be done, as far as having extra planes and a three-dimensional environment when you really don't need to program a three-dimensional environment. We are running out of time here, and you can't like save yourself. And I think I just used the pocket watch specifically there. Okay. You see, that's wound, and now we're back to where we were. Still can't really do anything to... I mean, if you just threw the rope away, that would be your first step. Right, so well, can we peer through that door? No. Let's look on the map and see where our focus should be. There's a spade killer character by the looks of the icon, so I had wondered if it was only going to be a diamond killer characters, but apparently not. Strange feeling of deja vu. Right. You still can't go that way. So if we put out like one candle, would that possibly let me go in a different direction? See, this is the whole singer lady. Well, that's a different singer lady. It feels like we could probably chase her. I wonder if it's just as simple as a case of the masks conflict with each other, and that's why they can't be in the same room. But these people don't disappear in the timeline, so it is going to just make for a increasingly difficult path as we have to get further and further to different locations. And see, I've screwed this up because I've forgotten where we found the hungry charm to begin with. So you found it here. So you know what, it's probably easiest just to left trigger and restart the day, because we just boned it up. And it's not like it seems like the game is actually keeping count of any of that or anything, so it definitely seems like it is the smart move to reset if you're timing is off. It does seem like the game is a little bit glitched in that doors will open and close based on the previous timeline, which maybe that's not a glitch, maybe that's a hint that the time is not actually rewinding as much as maybe something else is going on. It's not killing the fish, it's just sucking some blood out of them, I guess. So the path to walk in this is fairly obvious if you get it, but once you start to overcomplicate this and potentially have to save every single character, that's going to be kind of crazy. Unless, of course, the game finds a way to not make it crazy by, oh, I don't know, making you go back and saving them multiple times. That seems as drowned as you possibly could drown something, as far as putting a candle out. Now inherently, you can just walk towards this, so it would be very easy for them to have just programmed it to do that walk transition animation when you walked against it and just kicked and hit the wall. So you just have to leave the room, and you can't stare in that room. So anything that the character may have done in that room, I can't follow. So we may have to just stay in this room for a while. Hidden passage. Zoom out here. Rooms of interest are not even being marked. There's nowhere else to even look. So unless I'm supposed to save the first group of people and this person in the same run, which I don't think I have time to do that. I think we are still in this position where we're just kind of waiting to figure out how to either light these candles or unlight these candles. There's a nice little ceiling window transition here that is interesting to see. But we've got nothing here, and we don't have an ability to rewind or fast forward things in the short term. We only have the ability to go back. We still also have this key that seems to not be something we even need. Or I guess we don't have the key at this point because that's in a different area and we didn't collect it because now we're resetting closer. And we can do the special hearing if we want. The flame, a face in the darkness, my candles, they will reveal. I miss you so much. The path is so clear to me. Alright. So almost certainly I must have screwed up. And I must... The only solution, very possibly, is that I was supposed to be hiding in this way so I could have seen how the candles get lit. I mean, she's just about to kill herself, so unless the candles themselves being lit are causing her to kill herself. Nope. Alright, so. Let's just reset again. And this is just going to be how this goes. We need to know what she did in that room. So this makes an interesting mystery game, but it doesn't play like most mystery stories do. It might be something close to the idea of a mystery novel or book where you are capable of going back and reading the previous paragraph a second time, or going back and reading the previous section in a chapter if you need to. But for most TV movie type mysteries, you wouldn't really be given the opportunity to go back and re-experience and relive things. If you were going to do that, it would be done through flashbacks, and it would be very much under the control of the director or the person telling you the story, not the player or the viewer. Although I suppose if you are watching a movie, in many scenarios you can actually see a section again, because you can just rewind and watch it again. But the necessity to do it, which is really the case in this instance, is different. Right, so this is lit, and then we want to unlight it, and then nope, it's still lit, I think. Is it lit? Alright. I don't think I put it out. So we may see something happen here, but we may not. Let's just go into our listen mode and see what we see. Beast, liar, and know what you are. Show your face. And she lit it. It's you who's been calling to tequila in the night. Swamp blood runs in these veins, and I will end this. The darkness, but it's you. You're the poison. No, no. You are poison. You are. You. So I hear you. So it seems like she got brainwashed by this fish or something. So yeah, what am I supposed to do now? Though. How do I defeat this? Enormous tank filled with water, a tiny colorful fish swims in the dark, and the saturated, hungry charm. So, could I possibly not be seen? If I was up here, would that have canceled the spell? And maybe that saves her. Maybe it is just that easy. Because I'm not really seeing any other interaction point, and it feels like the candles are an aspect to something bigger later. The game does seem like it is saving every time I reset though, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does at the end of the game tell me how many times I reset. But honestly, it's not a number I think I'd be ashamed of either, even if the number was particularly high, because it is only in this process of trial and error that you would be able to, I think, get where you need to be. I could be wrong about needing to actually feed it. It may be a case where I just actually need to not feed it and keep the charm out of the hands of the main character, or the character we're trying to save here. Like, it's possible that unsatiated, this charm would also unlock the door. Almost seems like the mistake here would be to let the game if the idea is that you're just supposed to be here and then put the controller down and not ever press the B button, and that's how this goes, and just the fact that you're on a second floor means they won't see you, and yet they'll still keep acting, then why have the cabinet that you can hide in the first place? Seems like they just gave you an opportunity to screw up at that point. I seriously doubt there's a scenario here though where you would get somebody else to hold the dial. So yeah, she just doesn't. She just doesn't see you because you're higher up, and I guess we are learning an important lesson here. And it has changed the timing, obviously, as to when the water will flow for this cutscene. So I imagine it will start to try and suck the energy out of her, and then the water will flow at that point. No, no. I will not hear you. So that breaks it. whatever seems to break these time loops, or these nightmares these people are trapped into, is the thing that lets them take the masks off. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone episode where people were tricked into wearing masks and it cursed them. Luca Lafcadio, what a weird name too. It doesn't really feel like that's a name that would translate into anything that I could recognize or be an anagram of something. But yeah. Lafcadio, why are you here? Yep. These little 3D models aren't bad, but you could easily see these kinds of 3D models in just about any B-tier RPG game these days, so that they don't stand out for what you would want to see. I definitely would get away from them being what they describe as chibi in Japanese animation, in just being really, really short and small. I would have made them at least one head lengths taller, if not two. I would have definitely tried to have more design and not have them be so small in the rooms. This almost feels like a board game turned into a video game, although I don't know how it really could have been a board game. But the way it looks, it does feel like I'm playing Clue and I'm just moving around little Clue plastic figurines. Back to the story. I was going to do something terrible. I don't want to. I don't. I'm just so tired, Laffy. I'm so tired and so lonely. I wonder if Laffy is a nickname for this character that we're playing as. Why do I feel alone when they're so close to me? So close. I was going to do something terrible. But now you're here, and thank you. So we've saved another person and got an achievement for that. I don't think this game has that many achievements, really. Now we're back to our blood lady, which her outfit, I can't even really tell. It kind of looks like it's maybe a leotard exposing the belly, but I really can't zoom in enough to tell. And that's the big problem here, is that there is definitely an alternate universe version of this game where these little chibi characters would be fine if it just zoomed in like most of the Japanese RPGs that do use those characters, and shows just like better animated flat characters when there's conversations and cutscenes happening. And that's just completely missing here. Like, it would make so much sense right now when we're in the cutscene for it to zoom way in and have on the right Lafcadio, and on the left this blood lady, and you could see a very iconic animation, something that they really could have put on the advertisement and shown off, and then the dialogue could be at the bottom. There could be more dialogue, and instead of just as a pop-up box. And that's not saying that this game would then immediately be turned into a visual novel just because it has that visual novel aspect by any means. It's just a better way to present things on the screen. Even if it wasn't flat 2D animation, even if they just had a higher render of these same characters that had more details zoomed in, it would look better. She says take her mask, which I imagine that's what this is going to boil down to, is that we're going to just end up taking masks over and over again. Will's mask allows you to see things others cannot. The ghost of the mansion will now appear as eerie blue cloud. Light Willow's voodoo candles to reveal ghosts fully. allowing you to see them, hear them, and talk to them. Willow can see things others can't. With her mask and her candles, you can too. There's more to this place than you know. And so now we can see this giant evil looking fish. Hello, Grin Maw. I don't think you'll win. And there's time, girl. There's always time. So we lose the satiated, hungry mask, but I'm not sure we really need it now. Let's see. So we are like halfway through getting the powers, but I imagine getting all the powers might only get you halfway or 2/3 of the way through the game. Let's see. We have a new tutorial that we just saw, which honestly I don't know if there's really a need to mark something as new. We can see though that there's not that many more of those, and so we need to figure out next person we're trying to save, which probably means we need to get to another area, which probably means we just need to in general wander around some more. The Two Diamonds character is right there, so if there was just some way to defeat these characters, but the only way we've seen him be defeated is by another non-playable character throwing a pipe at his head. So at some point it feels like we need to find some level of violent way of taking out these murderers. And so each one of the killers also has got a unique icon, which definitely makes it feel like there's a high chance that there's not a unique icon, or not 52 versions of them. Arguably, maybe they did waste a lot of energy making 52 versions of the killers, and that's created a situation where they didn't spend more time animating other things. Yeah, and this whole area just oddly does not seem to really connect to the rest of the area. And it's just this tutorial section, whereas the rest of the game definitely feels like it is connected. I may very well need to reset the checkpoint down at this point at some point in the distant future, but it does seem like the movement now and the goal now is to chase after the candles, which are marked. So, and the ghost I imagine will point us towards this next character that needs to be saved into another area. And yeah, we are making decent progress. It's been another 40 minutes, and I guess that's where these episodes are going to boil down to, or average out to. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.